Hello everyone and welcome to another Hallucized video. I wanted to do just a quick video highlighting the collection of chessboards that I have and just kind of take a look and compare. I've been did a recent review of this Husaria nice big wooden chess set and this Husaria 3-player chess set. So I'll put links to those much more descriptive reviews of those sets if you're interested. But I thought I'd just kind of take you around and look at my other sets as well. So again, this is a wood set. It's really beautiful. It's got all sorts of the kind of wood burning technique details on the pieces. Very traditional look to most of the pieces here, but just a really nice set that just very pleased with the look of it. Very good weight to the pieces. The wood is a little bit lighter than I expected, but it actually has a really good feel to it. I like on this specific set, obviously it's the biggest set that I have. So nice big chunky wooden pieces, but it just looks great. The board is beautiful. Love the stained color, as well as like the wood burned kind of textured lines on the board. So it's actually goes down into the board. So it's just got a really great look and feel to this set. Specifically, these king and queen pieces as well. Very cool. The different color of you got the dark and the light reflected across, and it really makes the king and queen stand out. So very cool on this set. Again, very big. The king here is just over 4 inches. And looking at the queen, 3.5. I like the relative size to all the pieces on this board. It's just very quickly my probably one of my favorites of that I have. So here's a regular deck of cards for reference as well. So let's go ahead and show you. This is probably my oldest chess set, actually. This set here was actually a gift from my grandparents for one of my birthdays. This one here is very cool. It's a frosted glass set here. Very cool. It's got a nice little kind of felt feet on the bottom here to keep it from scratching. So it's got a little bit of lift there. I like that a lot. As far as the pieces themselves go, I really like it. It is always confusing to me, though, like how to set this up. And you're like, okay, I'm assuming this is white. So this is white, or is this because it's frosted? Is this the black set? Like, it was one of those things where it's like, it's a little confusing here. The pieces, obviously, they're glass, so they're really cool. I like it a lot. The shapes and things are a little more simplistic. So, like, you don't have the full cut in, for example, on this. It's much more shallow, just kind of to give an idea of that. So the queen, it's kept fairly simple, I believe, for manufacturing purposes of the glass. So it's not the most intricate set. It doesn't have like a ton of detail on it, but I do like the feel, and the look of the glass is pretty cool. They do have these little black felt bottoms. But as you can see, if you don't set them down just right, like on any sort of angle, you're going to get perhaps some scratches. You can tap the glass there. But a very cool set. I had this set up in my room, and I just really like the look of it. And again, one of my first chess sets. So very cool. But functionality wise and stuff, it's not my favorite to play on. It's a little bit harder to see the distinction on things. So that is that. This, as far as size, pretty standard, I think. I honestly don't know what standard is, but this king here is just under 3 inches. The queen, about 2.25. Compare that to this wood set here. So, yeah, very cool set, but I haven't busted it out in a while, honestly. This one over here, let's move my tripod around. This one here, we received or inherited from one of my wife's brother's family, and we have this one's really kind of interesting. On the other side of this, I'm actually not going to pick it up, but it does have a black felt similar to these glass pieces all along the bottom of it, and then it's got some recessed openings that you can actually like hang this on the wall. So you can see this like a tray type thing here around it. There's handles here on the other side, and there's checkered pieces as well with this. That we have like a black felt bag to put the pieces in. That is kind of one of the downsides to both of these boards compared to that one, right? Is this one has dedicated, the first one we looked at, storage to the pieces, which is honestly really big because I don't really like having a separate storage. So like for these glass ones, I have some old check boxes back when, my mom used to write checks. They still write checks. I can't even remember the last time I wrote a check, but I fill each, I have 2 of these boxes that I stick those in and have to store separately. So that is one nice thing about that other set. This one's here is a little bit unique with the colors, blue and red. It's the first time that I've seen chess pieces in that color before. Not a ton of detail on these. They are wood. They don't have any felt bottom or anything like that on there. But pretty basic. But very long. They're a little bit longer, like the bishops, and the pawns in this set are really interesting. It seems like they're trying their best to impersonate the bishop, with how long that they are. That's kind of the weirdest element of this set is, I'm used to these short, stubby little guys, and the set has these pawns, which are just a lot taller than I would expect them to be. So it's kind of interesting on that set. I mean, relative to the rest of the set, but like it's almost the same height as the bishop, or not the bishop, the rook. Just about 2 inches and just under. So it's interesting set. I mean, again, before this was kind of nice. Before I got the other set over here, this was kind of nice because it was a larger set to play with. Looking at comparison, this is about 3.5. Compare that here to the other one. You can see this is still so massive. The cutouts and stuff, very cool. But anyway, so that's the set here. Let's take you over to, very cool set here. This is, I'm also a big fan of Lego. And so this was the Harry Potter Lego set, chess set. It is quite substantially smaller than the rest that we've looked at. But it's still a good set here. You got, basically 2 wide here, 2x4 pieces as far as that goes. It is flush, so I think there was a previous version. This one came out, I can't remember what year, but within the last few years, I believe did a revised version. I'm trying to remember what the original version looked like. I think but they were doing anniversary versions. We got this cool Some of the pieces, I think with this set specifically, we had, it comes with Harry Potter and with Mr. Weasley here and Hermione, Granger. Really cool pieces. You got like they had like these little cards that come collectible, like the little collectible cards that are in there. You got like the Dumbledore. I believe that was the Dumbledore. So kind of cool little things. They're also like a collector, like gold Professor Snape Lego piece here. But you're not here for that. You're here for the chess sets, right? So this is, again, really based off of the movie version of the chess set there. So it's got these little flames are on the outside, which is cool. I'm glad they kind of included that. It's raised, from the actual board itself because of that. The pieces themselves and the size, again, the size is a little bit smaller. It's a little snug. I love the pawn pieces, though. If we look at this, grab. Very, very cool. You got that short, stubby nature to them when compared to some of the other pieces, right? I think when I saw them in the movie, I mean, pretty cool. I think they did a great job with the Lego here, pulling that out. They got the two swords with the little kind of miner's hat type thing it looks like. But just a real cool look to those. I'm going to spend a little bit more time on this set showing the differences, not because they're not quite as traditional. My biggest, issue with this set or problem is that the rook and the knights are kind of hard to tell sometimes. I mean, obviously we're looking at it very closely and you can definitely tell, but it's like the same, I don't know. It was just made a little bit weird. You got height here though from the column here, and a very good simplistic look of a horse. So I think it was really cool what they did with the knights there. The rooks, again, I think this is more based on like the decisions of the movie. I wish the rook looked a little more like a rook, but does have kind of like the shield in place. Kind of think that. I think the bishop is great. They got like the cool little staff here, little curl they used. I believe that's in other sets a whip or something. Maybe in green vines, but very cool that. So then we get to the king and queen. I feel like the king is cool with the helmet and the sword in front. I feel like the queen is a little lackluster and simplistic here, but they have like the little crown here with just like the little single one piece and like staff here. So pretty cool chess set. I do like, I think the other one had like the studs or like single studs that you would like put them on. I like the freedom that this has where it's, they're really free to move around. It is maybe a little bit slidey, a little slick. But overall, a very kind of cool, unique set, all out of Lego, Harry Potter themed. Like, can't go wrong, right? Oh, as far as size, it'd be interesting to show you that. As far as, these are kid Lego minifigs, and so they're a little bit shorter there. And then you have the actual pieces here, these pawns, just over an inch for that. The king here coming in at just over 2 inches. So then we get to this one here. This is the Husaria 21-inch, and that is on the diagonal, about 21 inches. A 3-person chess set, which very unique. Again, separate review on this that goes into more detail. on the actual board itself, as well as the 3-player element. But very unique, obviously, set. Very cool. I know that there's seen a few different kind of versions of this. I still remember, like the Big Bang episodes, so they're doing 3-player chess and making it even more complicated. Some really cool stuff with that. But this set, very cool, very interesting, kind of the dynamic of this. You know, 3 players. Traditionally, obviously, you think about chess, no one really thinks more than 2 players. It is when you think abstract strategy games for 2 players, you have chess, you have Go, you know, backgammon, and kind of these very traditional, very popular games out there. And very interesting and unique to kind of have this element of like, okay, let's play it with 3 players. It's very interesting. The board kind of goes where, you go towards your closest opponent. So the board just kind of mirrors or deflects here from the middle of this direction. So as you go along, the diagonal pieces are really interesting because as they come up, they go on the same color. So they can continue that way or that way. So just some really interesting elements to it. The chess set itself is great. It's got indentation for the line, kind of these wood things. It's a beautiful set here. The colors here, they went with kind of just the dark, the white or light, and then a red. And the pieces I like are they're a good size. They're about 1.5 inches on the pawns, but good size here. Obviously, the red and the darker wood they're slightly similar. Obviously, there's a difference, but I don't know if I would have wanted more variation. I think the set itself is good. I do like this kind of maroonish, kind of cherry wood color. I think it works well with wood, right, to kind of play into that. The pieces themselves, though, are great. I'm going to pull over again that first set that we looked at for some comparison with that bishop. Just to show some of that size difference. But very traditional. Again, not as detailed as that bigger set, right? But still great looking set. Size and everything is really good. And so I've enjoyed that. This one as well has, you probably noticed the clasp here. And you can open it up. On the other side, there's a felt lined, not for each piece like the big set does, but there's a felt basin, 3 different ones to keep all the pieces, and it works great. So with that's that piece there. And to bring us home here, we have my smallest set, actually. The smallest set here, it is wood. I actually got it from just like a little market in Hungary, Budapest. And so the pieces, obviously with it being smaller, they're much more simplistic with the pieces and the design. It's kind of almost like a yellowish wood with these. But yeah, they just, the size is nice. It's nice travel size. It does have little indentations for the different squares. There's a little bit more of a gap here in the middle when it's open. The clasp isn't as great. It's just got like this little swingy clasp that goes in there. It doesn't really stay. But as far as even a little travel set, it's always been kind of nice. Obviously, with the size of this, you want to make the pawns even smaller, so they're fairly close to the size in some of these. The bishop, you can see, very simplistic. Doesn't have any of that like notch. It's just got this little knobby on the top. And the queen, they went with just a little bit longer of a knobby, pointy thing. So yeah, it's an interesting set. Nice kind of travel set, very portable. All the pieces do fit in there. It's not felt lined or anything, nothing fancy, but for travel and stuff, it is pretty nice. So, yeah. With that, as far as the board itself, as far as the size of this one is just about almost 9 inches. So, yeah, that is the smallest of my sets there. So, it's one of those things. I do enjoy chess. I definitely would not call myself, you know, I wouldn't call myself very good. But, with collecting board games and playing board games, I do enjoy chess and very strategic game. And I just love the different sets that are all out there, the variations. Obviously, there's so many different types of chessboards and variations of chessboards. And so this is kind of my array that I'm looking at. So anyway, thank you for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, give it a like. Which is your favorite? And what sets are your favorite? I've seen some cool sets that I would be really interested in the future, like ones out of stone. I've seen some very like kind of naturalistic, with or like shells and different things. Just some really kind of unique, cool ones. Obviously, theming. I'm a big Star Wars fan, Lord of the Rings, and so I've seen some of those sets, and it's just really cool looking sets. And so, it's always there's lots of different ones out there that you can check out. And but yeah, thanks for watching this video. And if you are looking for more information on these two, I'll have some reviews on that. And thanks for watching. That is how Lou sees it.